Because faith is practical in every situation. When we talk about faith, a lot of times people think it's something invisible and mystical. And the Bible does say that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So there is an element of faith that I don't see. I have faith that George Washington was our first president. I never saw him as president, but the evidence points to that. I have faith in the evidence that he was our president. And faith is a part of everybody's life. Everybody has faith in something. So since faith is already part of our life, and if God is really the creator, or let me say it this way, since God really is our creator, should not faith be a part of every aspect of our lives? The answer is yes. People need Christ and they need community more than they realize. We live in a culture where everything is available on a phone and we can connect to everything easily and alone. But I have experienced that people that are not in a community are actually very miserable. They're lonely. People want community. So when we can go to, say, the nursing home or assisted living home, and I can take my guitar, we can sing a few songs, that makes a big difference. And in fact, a lot of times when we go with this idea, we're going to sing a couple songs and read a scripture, say a prayer, but often the residents there just want to talk. And they want to talk about the weather or anybody, or I heard so-and-so went on vacation, and they just want to talk about life. And that is an important thing to them. And when we can go and just have a small part of somebody's life, we're making an actual difference in their life, even on those little things. So we go to the nursing home, we have a food pantry. Jesus told us to feed those that are hungry. And unfortunately, people are proud today. A lot of times I've experienced this where people need help and they won't ask for it. So what we've done is we have a mud room where it's a 24-hour room where people can come and go, and we won't even know you're here half the time. They can go in and just grab a few items off the shelf, nothing fancy, just bags of rice and some canned beans and maybe some cereal or pancake mix. It's just basic food items. And what's humbling to me with that, people come and go when I don't see them, but sometimes I do. If I happen to be here, I may see somebody go. There's a school bus drop-off and pick up here in Detroit. They pick up across the street, but then they drop off here in our parking lot, the school does. And I've been here in my office and be walking through the auditorium to do something, and I can see through the window the school dropping kids off. And more than once, I've seen kids get off the bus, walk into our food pantry, and in there for a few minutes, and then they leave. And I go and look after the fact and see maybe they grabbed a loaf of bread, some peanut butter, and some jelly. And I realize that we even have children that are getting what they need for their school lunches at our food pantry. I don't know their names. I didn't talk to them, but we made a small difference in their lives. I told that to some folks in our church, and I have been surprised at times people in our church and in our community have been just dropping off cash to help fund that. Our church hasn't had to spend a penny on the food pantry in probably 4 months, not out of our church budget, because as people learned that something that simple was making a difference, I've had people dropping off groceries. Since it's 24 hours, people can come and take what they need. People also come and drop off stuff without us even being involved. We're just facilitating a place to do it. We've had people in the community dropping things off. I've had envelopes stuck under the mat at my door with cash saying, use this for the food pantry. And people have left it on my desk, and I've had people stop me in the community and want to do it. I had a lady at County Market when I was pulling up to buy the food for the food pantry. Lady said, oh, is that for the food pantry? Yeah, let me pay for this. And it not only has affected our church, I've seen it affect the community of other Christians in Pike County, because we realize there are people that are hungry. So whether it's the food pantry or going to the nursing home and visiting with people, or just giving people a few minutes of your day, I've seen it make a difference. My wife jokes with me that she can't send me to Walmart to run an errand because I'll be there for an hour, because I just walk in to get one thing and run into somebody and have a conversation. And I've enjoyed that, because the best part of ministering to people is just being around people. It's just being available, being around them. And I think it's priceless to be able to be a part of people's life, even on the little things. And I'm glad our church wants to be a part of people's lives. And we want to do more than just be a place you can go in on Sunday, sing a few songs, hear scripture, and leave. We want this to actually be a functioning, not an organization, but a living organism. We are a living body doing the work of Christ. And Christ himself would preach to thousands, or he would sit and tell stories to children, have the kids sitting on his lap as he's telling stories to the kids, or he'd go into somebody's house that was sick and minister to them. He did everything. He was private, he was public, it was large crowds, it was small crowds. He did all of it, and so do we.